Hello, I'm David Rose, and here's a look at some of the top cases this week on Washington's Most Wanted. Starting with a fugitive that the Snohomish County Violent Offender Task Force really needs your help to find. Andrew Dubail is a convicted sex offender, a child rapist, now wanted for unlawful possession of a firearm and residential burglary. Tulane police have a lot of history with this guy. They use extreme caution whenever they encounter him. Officers had to threaten him with a taser the last time he was arrested for failure to register as a sex offender. At the time, he was strapped with a loaded pistol, which is illegal to have because he is a convicted felon. Well, he got out of the Snohomish County Jail, and surprise, he didn't show up for court. So now deputies are asking for your tips to find him.
We definitely want him off the streets. He has prior convictions for rape of a child, unlawful possession of a firearm, failure to register, and first-degree burglary.
Dubail has also been busted for several thefts, trafficking stolen property, hit and run, and DUI. Andrew has a ton of tattoos, including his last name on his back and the ones you see here. The most visible is the word honor tattooed across his neck, but he also has an iron cross on his chest and a full sleeve of ink on both arms.
The suspect also has swastikas tattooed on his right rib cage and is known to be a white supremacist. We absolutely want him off the streets. He continues to reoffend, and he is a danger to our community.
Andrew Dubail's last known address was in Everett, but he is believed to be homeless right now. He's 32, 5'10", weighs 175 pounds. Got a history of hanging out at the Tulane Resort Casino, so if you spot him there, alert security. If you can tell officers where to find him, submit an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound. Get that cash reward of up to $1,000. Use the P3 Tips app. Download it to your cell phone for free or call 1-800-222-TIPS. The Puget Sound Auto Theft Task Force is on the hunt tonight for Roman McFetridge. He is a 30-time convicted felon known to run from police and put the public in danger. Officers say this photo shows him before he stole a red Toyota truck from the Muckleshoot Bingo Hall on October 27th. That truck with Washington license C18559P has not been found. McFetridge currently has a Department of Corrections warrant for his arrest for violating his supervision on a conviction of vehicular assault and 4 counts of identity theft. He led officers on a high-speed pursuit in 2015 in a stolen car. He ended up ramming the front end of a Bonnie Lake police officer's patrol car. His criminal history includes numerous convictions for identity theft, forgery, attempting to elude police, car theft, reckless endangerment, possession of stolen property, theft, and 1 for unlawful possession of firearms. So if you spot Roman McFetridge in the grocery store writing a check, you can almost guarantee it is a fraudulent check based on his past behavior. And watch out, he might steal your car too. Roman McFetridge is 30 years old, 5'11", 189 pounds, and has blue eyes. Crime Stoppers is offering a cash reward of up to $1,000. You can tell the Puget Sound Auto Theft Task Force where to find him. Call 1-800-222-TIPS or use that P3 Tips app on your cell phone, and you will remain anonymous. Well, the hunt is on tonight for a suspect accused of pointing what looked like a real gun at a stranger's face and threatening to kill her. King County Sheriff's detectives and Auburn police are asking for your help to find Jose Urias-Martinez. Prosecutors have charged him with felony harassment after a terrifying encounter in Auburn.
She was going to the gas station, just walking, and a male had walked up to her, later identified as Jose, and said something to her she didn't understand. He then pulled a black, looked like a handgun to her, out of his waistband and pointed it at her face and said he would shoot her and that he would shoot anybody and he didn't care.
Well, that gun turned out to be a BB gun, but she didn't know that. She thought he was going to kill her. Jose was arrested, but now he has not shown up for court. He's 44 years old. He's a puny guy, 5'4", 145 pounds. So I guess that's why he's walking around with a BB gun, trying to act like a big, bad man. He is a low-life punk. He was last known to live on Northeast 4th Street in Renton. Start looking over your shoulder, Jose. If you can tell officers where to find him, Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound will pay you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Call 1-800-222-TIPS or use the P3 Tips app on your cell phone. It is anonymous. Now the hunt for a crew of burglars who just smashed their way into the Marijuana Club 99 store in Everett. Take a look at this video. Now watch the first suspect run up with a plastic tub and a sledgehammer. He starts wailing away on the door. This was early in the morning last week, Wednesday, October 30th. Cars driving by, not even calling police, just, well, that looks normal, right? It's not. The other 4 thieves joined him. He hands over the hammer. After a dozen blows, suspects start hitting the door until, bam, finally it's open. They all race inside, and they scatter all over the store. They start filling bags and containers with marijuana products, just grabbing dabs, whatever they can, before they scramble back out the door. Deputies arrived moments later and almost caught them.
The one thing that we were kind of thankful for is, they didn't smash all of our cabinets, and, I mean, it's a bright side to a negative situation, but it is what it is.
Still, it is so disheartening. Vincent says they're planning to add additional surveillance cameras at eye level, and they're going to reinforce the door, probably even adding a second door. He says the theft and the damage cost them about $7,000. All the suspects were wearing masks and gloves, and Snohomish County Sheriff's deputies say this same crew might be responsible for 2 other recent burglaries at local marijuana stores.
They're hitting stores pretty abrasively. It's before too long that we've secured our building so well that they're going to start hitting us during daytime hours and doing armed robberies or something like that. It's something that weighs on my mind quite heavily working in this industry. Yeah, we want to get to the bottom of it and find out who's doing this and put a stop to it.
So Crime Stoppers in Puget Sound is offering a cash reward of up to $1,000 if you can identify any of those suspects. Call 1-800-222-TIPS or use the P3 Tips app on your cell phone. Now, a vicious and terrifying attack on a woman lured to her door for a flower delivery. And an update tonight, the woman you see being attacked in the lobby of her apartment building is recovering from surgery after that bogus flower delivery man beat her in the face as she was on the phone with her friend pleading for help. The abuse doesn't stop there. He pulls out some mace, started spraying her in the face, and that's when we got a good look at his face. Now tonight, Seattle police need to know his name. Focus on his profile. He's 6'2" or 6'3", late 20s to early 30s. He's got a beard connected to a goatee. Now that woman that he attacked had surgery this past Friday to replace her orbital socket. And though there were some complications, she tells me she's now on the mend, but she is not going to recover fully until the man who assaulted her is in jail.
I don't know who this person is, where they came from. I opened my door for flowers and I ended up assaulted.
A bizarre and violent attack dished out by a bogus courier.
How could I go and open a door for somebody that had such ill intent for me?
In a flash, she went from excited about getting a flower delivery to curled up on her lobby floor, trying to protect her face.
The hits they kept coming and coming and coming, and
Painful blows that left her seeing stars, and he wasn't done yet.
He pulls out some tear gas, sprays her numerous times. He starts to leave, and then he turns around and he reaches down underneath her face and actually sprays all over her face.
I had it in my throat and my eyes and my nose, all over my skin, so I was burning.
This is terrible. He just turns around nonchalantly, leaves the building.
That attack happened almost a month ago, causing permanent damage to her eye and a concussion.
I struggled to turn my television off one night because I forgot where the power button on the remote was, a remote that I use every single day.
Seattle police say she was clearly targeted, but the question is, why? She thinks it's possible the attack is related to her work, but for her safety right now, detectives are not releasing that information and are focused instead on identifying the suspect in this video.
We don't know the reason exactly, but this is a serious assault. She's going to need probably some surgery and follow-up, and we need to get this guy off the street.
The physical injuries aside, the emotional damage she's suffering is just as bad. She has nightmares, can't sleep, and is constantly on edge and in fear.
I smell Seattle, and it brings the attack back. It is the biggest trigger that I have.
She's since moved to a safe location, and she's undergoing surgery soon on her eye. But even when it heals, it won't fix that sick feeling she has inside right now, knowing he is still on the loose.
I don't understand how a person could be so cruel.
All right, take a look at that face again. He's wearing that Los Angeles hoodie. He's between 6 feet to 6'3", late 20s, early 30s. He's got that beard connected to a goatee. Somebody out there has got to recognize this guy. I mean, he's violent. There's not that many creeps out there running around punching defenseless women. This is outrageous. If you know his name, you're going to get a cash reward of up to $1,000. Heck, I'll give you $1,000 in cash just to give his name to me. Call 1-800-222-TIPS. Use the P3 Tips app on your cell phone. Let's help Seattle police get justice for this victim. So that's a look at some of the fugitives featured this week on Washington's Most Wanted. Join me Friday night at 11 o'clock on Q13 Fox, Saturday night 10 o'clock on Joe TV, and 10:30 on Fox stations in Spokane, Yakima, and Tri-Cities. And together, let's make sure these criminals have nowhere left to hide.